Hi everyone, it's Felicity, and today we're going to be talking about photochemical smog. Okay, now let's talk about precursors. So what precursors are basically the ingredients that make smog. One precursor would be nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide is a primary pollutant released by car emissions. Nitrogen dioxide is then broken down by the sunlight into nitrogen oxide and oxygen. The sole oxygen atom is then combined with atmospheric oxygen, and this creates ozone, a primary pollutant and a precursor to the smog. Now that we've talked about 2 out of the 3 of the precursors to smog, let's move on to VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds. VOCs are basically carbon-based compounds that evaporate easily. Sources include gasoline, formaldehyde cleaning fluids, and even oil-based paints. Now let's talk about how tropospheric ozone is created during the daytime. During the daytime, cars emit NO2 when commuting to work. The NO2 then is broken down by the sun into O and NO. The sole oxygen atom is then combined with oxygen in the atmosphere and ozone is produced. Now at night, the reverse reaction happens. Ozone from the atmosphere combines with nitrogen oxide to create nitrogen dioxide and regular oxygen. In these normal conditions, smog will not be created because ozone is built up during the day but is also depleted during the night. However, in the presence of VOCs, they combine with NO to produce photochemical oxidants. Photochemical oxidants combine with ozone to create photochemical smog. Now let's talk about what factors would increase smog production. The first factor is vehicles on the road. Vehicles release NO2, which help produce ozone, which then produces smog. Another factor that contributes to smog production are volatile organic compounds. They can be released by gasoline or by plastic factories. Temperature is another factor that increases smog production as it speeds up the creation of ozone and makes volatile organic compounds evaporate faster. Landscapes such as hills and valleys can also increase smog production as they trap pollutants. One last factor is electricity demand. The more power plants there are, the more NOx will be released into the atmosphere, contributing to smog production. Now let's talk about the impacts smog can have on humans, the environment, and the economy. Smog decreases the rate of photosynthesis as it interferes with the sun's rays onto the plant's leaves. It can also damage the stomata. Smog also irritates the respiratory system of animals. This could lead to a decrease in the population of certain species. In addition to animals, smog could also irritate the respiratory tract of humans and can cause asthma or respiratory infections to become worse. Economic effects include increased healthcare costs to treat respiratory illnesses, loss of productivity due to sick workers, and decreased agricultural fields because less sunlight reaches crops. Now let's talk about the ways we can reduce smog formation. One way to reduce smog formation would be reducing vehicle transmissions. You can decrease vehicle transmissions by taking the public transport. This way, less nitrogen oxides are released into the atmosphere. Another way to reduce smog is by decreasing fossil fuel factories and replacing them with renewable energy. Unlike fossil fuels, renewable energy does not release NOx or nitrogen oxides, which can contribute to smog. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something about smog.